But literally,
kick.
I was in bed dreaming and kicking. I was running.
Yes.
I was running in bed.
And it makes it
hard for you to sleep.
Yes. If I'm too close, I get kicked.
Yes. So I got up.
Don't take it personal.
So I came out here and I said, I have to go to my office. So I went and sat in my office, and my legs just would not stop jumping. I said, oh my God, I'm 2 years old, but it don't feel like me, but yet it does, and I feel like I'm still sleeping, but I'm awake. I feel like I have to run. Well, God darn it. The girl was then sleeping in the top bunk, and before she went to bed, I was already in bed, and so she's looking at my curtain. You know, I have a door, but I use a curtain too, so the air will flow better. And she swear to God, she saw things. A hand sticking out, trying to find the light switch, and she goes, and she was waiting for me to come out. She heard me cough, so she thought it was me. But it wasn't. And then she saw the bellow of the curtain, you know, become fat, and nothing happened. So she goes to sleep. Now, she's with a bunch of psychics. What do you think her vibration's going to do? She's going to feel like, number one, it's safe to be intuitive.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, this must be safe because I'm a bunch of intuitives. I said, oh, God. And then here I thought the story was me. It was all her. She sleepwalks. Well, guess who started to do it for her? Me. To understand all her dreams is that she was running. Okay, my body's literally running. She goes, and I said, so what happened to you at 2? And she says, oh, they had to go on a run. There was something bad that happened in the family, and they had to go on a run. Because my daughter said, the power of suggestion, Ma, what else does she need to heal? And I was like, I'm too tired. I'm not going to answer this question. I'm going to bed. So.
And yet you did both. You went to bed and you answered the question.
And here I am sitting here going to my husband, what's wrong with me? Ah! And he's like, hang in there, honey.
Oh, I've heard that happening to 4 different people last night.
Oh my gosh, really? There's something else was going on the planet or what? I don't know. Is it similar stories with the sleeping? Oh, the leg thing. Yes. Okay, thank you for clarifying. The leg thing.
Restless
So legs.
Well, you know, a lot of times we think
Where's
it's restless legs.
medical book?
It's in the on the table. It's opened up, I believe. Now the restless legs, I had an operation,
And not sleeping.
then what happened was when your body is under anesthesia, it's like God thinks it's dead.
Messages from the body. There we go.
And in part of your brain, if the body's part of survival, have you ever watched? If you've been in a fire and you have to cough and get out, well, your body is trying to force yourself to stay alive. And restless legs, on one aspect, is that the body says, I remember dying. No, we're in such a relaxed state. Okay, as we're in this relaxed state, our body does not want us to go there because it goes to the similarities of how it had to survive in a situation. So the body literally has to jerk you awake. And I cannot remember the name. It's a really weird name that's called in scientific medical terms. But it was after the operation. Now, when they do the operation, they can deflate all of you or they can inflate all of you, but your body feels like the state of its dying. Now, I never ask, hey, did I die on the table? Because part of me wondered, because as soon as I...
Just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. I love that movie.
Ghost Town.
And so... when I came out, I couldn't understand why I was jerking. Because I was coming out of anesthesia, my body's going, come on, get up, come on, get up. And I'm like, yeah, whoa. And then after that, my legs started to jerk. And my husband's like, what the heck's wrong with you? I don't know. But last night, I literally was running in my dream. And then when I got up and was walking around, my legs could not sit still. What'd you find?
Leg problems in general. Just legs. Ungrounded. They are experiencing difficulties in initiating, manifesting, and impacting in the world. There's a real need for them to develop practical groundedness, reality relating, and historical roots, and for a connection to the earth. They have a fear of the future, and they are intensely reluctant to propel themselves forward into growth and expansion as, for instance, in extensive travel and education and self-development, or in competence expansion.
Look up restless legs, but to answer that, I will tell you, it's not that we don't want to, it's that self-correction process of right and wrong, of reward and punishment. I know that I watched my family, their will get broken. They're all for doing things, but then all of a sudden it's like, no, you have to break your children, you have to make them well behaved, you have to do this. And I was not going to break my daughter's spirit. She's got a strong will. She'll heal it if that's the case. But I do not want her to go in that situation. And so literally, it really depends on, you know, do you have the courage? Do you have this do you have what it takes? I did until it was knocked out of me at 3. So then no, I didn't. What do you got?
Survivalist dynamics. They have a bottom line belief that they are all they've got, and that one strike and I'm out.
Yep, that's the way I felt.
They simply
I still feel that way.
have to be in control of everything that happens to and around them. It makes them very anxious when they can't have hands-on control of things. It comes from being more or less left to their own devices from the beginning in a rather intensely emotional, unavailable, and dysfunctional family.
Okay.
When you were talking about your leg thing from your 4-year-old, you're left to your own devices.
Now, as the adult, do I have to be in control of everything? What have you seen, really? And you may think so. What about you?
Not everything.
See, the thing is that
I'm sorry.
want
I
you
think
to be
when you're
in control.
fulfilling something,
That's a different story.
that's a different story, and that's a lesson, and it looks like it.
Right. I know that I don't control everything. I don't have to have the hands on everything. I just, you know, please do the dishes. I don't want to do that. Please just do. And then I can go days, weeks without having to do things. Now, what's interesting is that the reason I have to point this up is that I don't have to control your behavior. I don't have to control the way you have to do things. I don't have to control it just so I can. Now, when the energy gets too much, I have to do something about it. It's just like restless legs to some degree. My husband's office, the way the energy was flowing through kept hurting me, and I couldn't understand it. Every time I went in there and I become aware, and I said, oh, well, then I cleaned up the space, which made it better, and then he didn't have to help me, but he then did help me with the big heavy objects and stuff, and we arranged his room. Now, what am I repeating if I'm not acting like it as an adult? Because the program is not me. The program is something that happened as a kid, and I will play that out until I heal it gone. Does that mean, though, I'm going to put this, if I hadn't tapped on anything about any of that, then I would be really controlling about everything. I would have to be probably anally perfect, the house has to be perfect, everything would have to be perfect in my way or out. But I have healed so much that I don't have to have it that way. I can live in an uncertain world and be completely okay with it. I know that I have more to heal because my body there's a physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual aspects of you. I know that this issue that I have affects the physical, but it isn't mental or emotional. It's an actual spiritual experience. Okay, when I was in my bedroom, I'm sitting there, this is another strange experience. That's why they're laughing at me and said, oh, see, you belong in that paranormal channel. All right. I'm laying in bed. Me and my husband are watching TV. We got the bed propped up. We're watching TV. And all of a sudden, I just started to have an allergy attack. Sneezing, sneezing, sneezing. But just before that, I smelled men's cologne. Now, I can't smell. I've smelled strong men's cologne. I said, oh, yeah, that reminds me. Hey, honey, we should get you some cologne that I'm not allergic to. And I thought, why would I say that? And I says, honey, I smelled men's cologne and it's in the bedroom.
I don't wear cologne, so I don't know where it came from.
Right, and so I says, oh, duh, all right, I got to pay attention. Is there a spirit in the room? Yes. Okay, so there's a difference between lower vibrations and higher vibrations. And as I have learned to check the variations and where I need to be, and it's your relationships to each of those, I knew that it was nothing bad. And I says, so I heard him say, this is part of your birthday present. The spirit, and Scott goes, well, that's one heck of a birthday present. I said, no, it's a good thing. It had to do with all the education they were having me do the night before about sound, frequencies, and sound waves, how it disturbs the water molecules. And his spirit had come to me And what had happened was that it was affecting my upper range of my face. And I'm literally sneezing, and I'm snotty, and I'm like, oh my God, what's wrong with me? And again, this is after I had a conversation with him, and then oh duh, all right, wait, you're here, aren't you? And then all of a sudden the symptoms just went away. So I'm sitting in my office talking to Jen later, and I'm all healthy, not snotty, and all of a sudden started to sneeze. My eyes were burning, my nose was running. Oh, I know this already. Hey, is that you again? Yes. All right, what do you want? I want to talk to Jen. Well, who are you? I'm the guy that killed myself at that place she knows. What? He goes, yeah, hi. I'm like, so then I said, okay, I agreed, we're going to talk, and then he gave her some information that she needed. Mm-hmm. It's nothing to be afraid of, it's just learning to fine tune and knowing how certain things are. I am on a spiritual level knowing how to communicate with spirits, and my body gets disturbed. They're not trying to kill me, they're not trying to damage me, they're just trying to communicate with me. It's like my bell. Hey, ring-a-ding-ding, are you there? Yeah. Well, we appreciate all your help, you guys, and sticking with us.